Welcome to this week's video. As you already know, yesterday the Fed met, actually on Wednesday, right? They met up and no changes have happened. They didn't decrease the interest rate, which was expected. What is surprising, what is coming out of it, saying that probably we are not going to see another decrease on the interest rate in the benchmark, right, for probably the entire year. But we're starting to see a little bit of division within the governors. Um, One of the governors, Governor Wallace, is kind of like now talking and saying that we need to probably start looking at bringing down the interest rate, the benchmark, and that inflation is probably held at bay and that the market needs some help because unemployment is going up. But I see the point of the other governors of not moving, and it's because the uncertainty that exists at the moment with the market. As we know, we have the speculations that there might be tariffs, and that is probably one of the worst things that can happen to the market, speculation, right? So if there's a speculation that there may be tariffs, if there's a speculation that we may move into Iran, into the conflict, if there's a speculation of us doing other things that are not going to help the market, all those speculations drive to higher interest rates or for interest rates to remain what they are at. But there's some good news. The fact is that there's, like I mentioned, and I have been mentioning for the last couple months now, a lot of people that had or bought a home during COVID and had a family that is growing are putting their homes in the market. Now, those homes are staying there. And I'm starting to see a lot of people offering um, a little bit below value and getting a lot of seller concessions. So I implore you, do something about it now because this is a time where you should be getting into a home. And if you currently have a pre-approval from me, I want to see you looking 3, 4 homes every single week so we can go ahead and get you into this property as soon as possible. Good news as well is the fact that, well, good and bad news at the same time, is that there hasn't been any new building of inventory. According to a study that I just saw just this month alone, and I'm talking June, 19,000 homes were not built. Why? Because they don't have labor. This whole situation with ICE is creating a shortage of labor. And unfortunately, those jobs have been disappearing. Nobody wants to fill them out. So the builders are trying to find people who are willing to work. And let's see, where did that come from? It seems like this the presidency has discussed perhaps creating certain form of migration in which allows people to work in the farming industry, hospitality industry, and build construction and so on, where it allows people to be here and work and continue to do this type of jobs that really no one else is willing to do. So in one end, this is good news to you because that means that there's going to be less building of inventory. So if you get into a home, your home is going to appraise in value. It is bad news in the sense that we do need this housing, right? There's a very big shortage of housing, and even though right now there are people that have been listing their home for a longer time, it doesn't mean that there's a shortage of that those houses are that we don't have a shortage of housing. It just means that people right now either have lost their jobs, they still think the interest rate is too high. One of the members of their family lost their job, right? So the income of the household is going down, or they're far behind on their debt. So there is a shortage of homes, but there is not that many people that can buy them. So take advantage of it. If you have a pre-approval already, visit 405 homes every single week this summer, and let's get you into a home. Have a wonderful day.